So now let's do some experimental reps of the topspin backhand, topspin lob. It's really, really important that you begin with the first flavor of shot that I talked about in the previous video, and that is the moderately hit topspin lob. Don't go out and immediately start trying for the heavily accelerated version of this. We're going to show you how to hit both in just a second, but please begin just like before. Kirby's going to be feeding a very, very easy feed, and she's going to be feeding Ira very, very easy shots. Basically right to his strike zone. He's not going to have to move very much, and so he's not under any pressure, and he's free to just experiment with angle of the face and exactly how much he's accelerating. So he's going to begin at, let's say, like a 40% acceleration Ira. So really calm, relaxed. Go ahead, Kirby, easy feed. And you'll see Ira, I like the word gentle. It's not that we aren't accelerating through the point of contact. We are going to accelerate through the point of contact, but it's not nearly as aggressively as if Ira was going for, let's say, a passing shot. Ira, go ahead and just hit a passing shot down the line. So obviously much more acceleration there than on this topspin lob that he's hitting, where it's very calm, relaxed, and you probably won't see it on the video, but the ball is rotating towards the other side of the court. It does have topspin. All right, thanks. Nice, good shots. So it does have forward rotation, but Ira's not trying to hit an aggressively struck, heavy topspin shot. That heavier topspin flavor is going to have much more arc and dip to it. This does have a little bit more shape than the backspin variety. The backspin variety is going to float a little bit more. It's going to carry a little bit more naturally. The topspin one is going to come down a little sooner. So that means that Ira's aiming the peak of his lob a little bit on Kirby's side of the court for these shots. Not by a lot, because there's not tons of topspin on this, but definitely more on her side of the court than with a backspin variety. So the variables Ira was just using to get a feel here was exactly how open his racket face was. It was slightly open at contact, and how aggressively or firmly, let's use the word firmly, how firmly he was going through contact. So now he's going to go for the aggressive flavor. His face is going to close more, and you'll see him really come up the back of the ball much more quickly now to get it up into the air and spin it aggressively. So same feed from Kirby. Now you'll see Ira, nice Ira, come up the back of the ball very quickly. And you'll see him using a little bit more of a windshield wiper kind of follow through, which is totally fine. Depends on how much you're accelerating. Ira's en fuego. Nice, man. So again, the variables at play here are the speed in which you come up, the steepness at which you accelerate upwards, and how closed your racket face is. Thanks, Ira. The more spin, the more aggressively you want your lob to curve, the more closed the face needs to be, the more steeply you're going to swing, and the more you're going to accelerate. If you want to just play it relatively safe, still put some topspin on it, your face will be a little more open, and it's going to be a smoother guide of the ball up into the air. So that's how you differentiate between these two shots. And of course, there's every flavor in between. Ira just differentiated pretty starkly between those two shots. He can hit all different kinds of shots in between. It's not either or. You can hit all different amounts of spin, different amounts of aggressiveness. It just depends on your comfort level. Don't move to these aggressive ones until you're pretty competent with the slow, controlled ones, and then work your way up from there. So have fun experimenting with this, and in the next video we'll see Ira under a little bit more pressure and still executing the same fundamentals.